I'm the host, Grace Ballard, and I'm here with Miles Bryant and Cameron Augustine. These were my partners for this project. So Miles, what was the most challenging part of your role and why?
I would say just asking the athletes the questions and making sure they understood them and had the proper kind of answers that they were comfortable with, as well as getting the schedule set up for each of them, making sure it fit in with their busy college schedule.
What was something that you learned through the process of reporting NIL?
Something I learned is that from the athletes that I spoke to in their respective sports, they believe that the pay difference between their sports and bigger ones like football and basketball definitely aren't nearly as fair. They don't give nearly as much coverage, but they said they kind of understood that and they weren't, really upset about it.
Awesome. All right, Cameron, what was the most challenging part of your role and why?
All right, my role was the writer, and I would say that the hardest part about my role was creating the story. I thought it was hard finding the best information and plugging it into a story where I'm not talking too much, so the reader knows exactly what's going on in the situation we're writing about. I'm not used to writing news stories. Usually I'm just writing papers. It was very interesting, kind of fluctuating from my normal writing process to a new one.
Awesome. All right. What was something that you learned through the process of reporting this NIL story?
I feel like I got a lot better at researching. It took a while to find some really valuable information that pertained to our story. So I got a lot better at finding these credible sources and this information.
Awesome. All right. Something that was the most challenging part of my role was approaching people on the street and trying to get people to interview for my Vox Pops, because a lot of people didn't really want to interview and everything, and I thought that was pretty challenging, but also I thought it was interesting to see everyone's opinions on NIL deals and what they'd have to say, and also informing people on what NIL was, because a lot of people didn't know what NIL deals were, and that really surprised me. Something that I learned through the process of reporting this NIL story was getting to know everyone's opinions as well. Also, getting B-roll, I thought it was kind of challenging because since I was on Kirkwood, it was a little challenging to get different B-roll instead of just the street or just cars going by. But overall, I thought it was a very fun process to make the Vox Pops.